Hey, Bob Filka here for the Friday finish, the week of March 25th. A lot of people on spring break, etc., but certainly still a busy week at your state association. We released a press release this week announcing that building permits for single family construction across the state are up 38% year to date over last year. Our numbers are actually comparable to where we were back in about the same time in 2022 when interest rates were still below 5%. So, some good news on that front, although obviously the weather and other factors, including the possibility of some new code requirements coming into place, may be impacting that. If you want to check out our press release, you can click on the link that's scrolling across your screen now. Also, wanted to update folks. I've been getting a lot of questions on an emergency shutoff requirement for the under the electric code that is now being applied to residential construction. There was some concerns about a shortage of equipment for these emergency shutoffs. We found out that maybe the shortage actually existed for fourplexes and smaller multifamily housing. You only need to have an emergency shutoff on 1 and 2 family units. Nothing larger than that do you have to have this new requirement. So I know there was some confusion on that. I want to make sure folks are not assuming they need to have the emergency shutoff if they're doing multifamily, anything larger than a duplex. Lastly, I wanted to let you know that your state association filed an amicus brief with the Michigan Supreme Court regarding the Consumer Protection Act. The Attorney General has asked the Supreme Court to reconsider its interpretation of whether or not licensed industries, obviously like the home building industry, whether they should be exempt from the Consumer Protection Act. Historically, we have been. In fact, that's why licensing got started in our state a couple decades ago. If we become subject to the Consumer Protection Act, if you have a complaint filed against you, rather than just having to fix a home or provide some sort of monetary return to a customer of yours, you could actually be punished with punitive damages under the Consumer Protection Act. So we are very concerned that the court could reverse decades of legal precedent in this case. So we have taken action to make our views known. In fact, we've encouraged other industry associations to do likewise, and several have, along with the realtors and others. And in terms of legal action, obviously, whether it's fighting codes or in this instance fighting on the Consumer Protection Act, we have limited resources to undergo these battles. And if you are interested in supporting our legal efforts to fight codes, to fight the Attorney General over this Consumer Protection Act issue, and many other issues that we deal with across the state, you can click on the link that's scrolling across your screen now and make a contribution to your state association's legal action fund. And with that, that's a wrap on this week's Friday Finish. I hope you have a great Easter with your family this weekend, and we'll see you next week.